Good morning, Representative Jackson, members of the Energy and Environment Committee. My name is Stephanie Pease. I'm a public health researcher and a student at the Colorado School of Public Health. I'm speaking today in support of the Environmental Justice Disproportionate Impacted Communities Bill. Members, when I sit at 3 a.m. in the emergency room watching my son struggle to breathe, it has never occurred to me to wonder whether we are there because we breathe bad air in our neighborhood. When I was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 33, it never occurred to me to worry that something I drank or something in the walls of my home or the soil in my neighborhood was making me sick. Unfortunately, many Coloradans have good cause for concern that where they live determines how healthy they are. Members, if you live in Platteville, Firestone, or in many parts of Denver, including the Globeville area Swansea neighborhoods and the Sun Valley neighborhood, you breathe air pollutant levels that are 96% higher than the rest of Colorado. 96% higher. If you live in Firestone or Platteville, your risk of developing cancers associated with those air pollutants is twice the risk that I face in my neighborhood in South Boulder. If you live in Globeville area Swansea, in Sun Valley, or even in parts of Grand Junction, your risk of developing cancers associated with bad air is 3 times that of mine in South Boulder. 3 times the risk. Sadly, it's usually the wealthy and powerful who get to influence the policies that determine whether they live is a healthy place. Representative Jackson, members of this committee, all of us here are aware that fairness doesn't happen by accident. Justice doesn't happen by accident. Every single one of you cares deeply that every Coloradan has access to air, water, food, and land that enable them to thrive in body and in soul. There's no magic wand to solve these problems. And the Environmental Justice Disproportionate Impacted Communities Bill is an important step in the right direction. It addresses environmental fairness in all of Colorado in 3 ways. First, it defines what a disproportionate impacted community is. What combination of environmental hazards, average incomes, and other factors make it necessary to give a community that designation. Then it requires the Air Quality Control Commission to dramatically improve communication. The AQCC will be required to use multiple languages, formats, and venues to get community feedback, and they'll be required to adapt how they get that feedback to the working schedules and unique needs of the people that they serve. Importantly, the bill also will establish an Environmental Justice Action Task Force within the Colorado Department of Public Health and the Environment that will make recommendations for addressing environmental fairness statewide. The task force will hold virtual meetings for public feedback. They'll work on improving the data available to and shared between state agencies. The task force will also explore how to better engage with vulnerable communities to get the feedback that everyone wants. There will be a final report made in November of 2022. Support for this bill gives Coloradans the help that they need to start finding solutions to the environmental problems that affect their health and well-being. Someday, I hope Coloradans won't need to have wealth, the right color skin, or live in the right zip code to have a say in what happens in their neighborhoods. Someday, I hope it won't just be privileged Coloradans who can give their children and their families a healthy future. The Environmental Justice Disproportionate Impact to Communities Bill begins to put power where it belongs, in the hands of all the people of Colorado. I urge you to move this bill to the floor for a vote. Thank you very much.